Can you tell me why you are running for governor in New York, which is arguably the least libertarian state, where you are running as libertarian?
Yeah, not really arguably. Probably the least libertarian state in the union, yes. Cato ranked us 50th when it comes to, freedom. We hit 50. We beat you, California. So yes, with that in mind, it's a good question. People ask me that. There's several reasons why. The first thing is, right now, Governor Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, King Andrew, our monarch right now has his lowest rating he's ever had right now. It's very low right now. People are not happy with him. And with that in mind, not one Republican has stepped up to run against him right now. Why? Why aren't Republicans chomping at the bit, ready to go? Because they can't win. In New York State, the state's just that blue that the Republican, whoever they throw up, is a sacrificial lamb. They're not going to win. They know that. With that in mind, usually the third party is the wasted vote. In this case, the Republican vote is the wasted vote. You can't win. A libertarian like myself, someone who actually keeps and retains the values, the good Democratic and good Republican values that people are supposed to have, that both parties have lost because of tribalism, we have. This is a race that's winnable, this is a race that's important, and a race that people will see throughout the country. That's why I'm running.
So what failures has Cuomo had, and what solutions would you bring to the table?
Wow, that's about a 7-hour conversation. Can we just pick one of them? Which one? How about education? Is that a good one? Is that right? Great, education. What Cuomo has decided is, you know what's better than bad education? Free bad education. Free bad education is still bad education. It doesn't make it good because it's free. In fact, what it does is it makes the bad education stay bad, and the good education now gets punished. It's exactly the wrong thing to do. The real answer is to allow everyone, every individual college in New York State, to do what it feels is right, to allow it to create things like the right corporate college alliances, to decide if they want to do things like internships, on-the-job training, any of those things, right? These incubators that are so powerful and popular, deciding to make a degree whatever the local people want to have as a degree. These colleges should be able to go out into the actual market, ask what the businesses want in their new hires, and then create that, period. With no government intervention, with no free college if you're here or free if you're there. So because New York State isn't the best state to live in right now, we know this because of losing population, Governor Cuomo has decided not to make New York State a better place to live, but instead to bribe people. So here's free college, but you have to stay in New York State. The reason why that also hurts is, okay, you've just made sure people will be corrupt. You're 22 and you graduate from college, some New York State college is free. You get your dream job in Boston or Philadelphia. What are you gonna do? You're going to lie. You're gonna use your mom or your cousin's address, and you're gonna move anyway. Now here's the problem. Now we have to create the school loan police. That's the next thing we have to create, because someone has to figure out if someone's lying or not. If they're lying, what happens? Now there's some kind of punishment, whatever the case may be. Well, I thought I was gonna be okay, so I took a job for $40,000 in Boston, but now all of a sudden, because the New York State thought police have got me, all of a sudden now I have a loan that I have to pay back. I can't afford that job anymore. So now I have to leave, or I have to lie again, or I have to bail on my loan. Nothing but bad, bad, bad. So the answer is, let colleges do what they do best. Let them have the right connections with the business community that they need, not government bribing people to stay in our state.
So New York is so blue that it's not even worth a Republican running.
That's correct.
So there's an obvious appeal to you, right? There's a Republican, they don't know who to vote for. It's between you and Cuomo. Very good chance they vote for you, but you definitely need Democrats too.
Of course.
How are you going to appeal to Democrats in New York?
It's a great question. And again, this is the idea of, do we actually have the values that these parties say they have? They don't. The Democrats and Republicans today are just tribes. People self-identify more as Democrat or more as Republican and then say they are that person. But they don't actually keep the values. It's like, I'm a Yankee fan. Some Mets fans are gonna be angry now, sorry about that. But I'm a Yankee fan, and as a Yankee fan, if the manager of the Yankees changes, I'm still a Yankee fan. Well, that's what happened with politics now. I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, so the top changes and the rules change, I'm still that. Some people are gonna be okay with that, and they're gonna vote Democrat or Republican no matter what, they're gonna vote their tribe. But some aren't. Some are gonna say, I don't like my leader, I want something different. But the problem is they've been brainwashed that my tribe is the good tribe and their tribe is the bad tribe, whatever that is. So they can't vote for the other guy. But can they vote for the Libertarian? Yeah. Libertarian does retain actual values. The values Democrats are supposed to be, like freedom, stay out of my bedroom. They're supposed to be that. They're not now, but they're supposed to be. And Republicans, small government, pro-small business, stay out of my pocketbook, right? Make it to where the property that I actually own doesn't feel like I'm just renting it from New York State. These actual values Libertarians have, those parties don't. If people see that, they can vote for me.
And so lastly, politics is kind of a movement, activism is kind of a movement. It's not just the Larry Sharpe Libertarian for New York sort of movement. So whether you win or lose, can you talk about the implications, the wider kind of plan that surrounds your role for the governorship?
This is a great question and a valid point. And one of the reasons why this race is so important is because New York City is the largest city in the country. So it's part of New York State. It's the biggest city, obviously, in New York State. With that in mind, people will notice this race. What we do here, people will see. People will see what I'm saying, why I'm saying it. People can still get great outcomes without having to use government. But in the Libertarian Party and the movement itself, we have to make sure that people at the top of our ticket have charisma and can actually pump up and talk up the people at the bottom of our ticket. Because we're going to win locally first almost always. And the local victories are going to help us out because they're going to show people that you can run as Libertarian, you can govern as Libertarian, and the world doesn't end. It's not a shocker. Oh my God, it's not Democrat Republican. Now it's the Walking Dead and the zombie apocalypse. It isn't. And people will see that. And that will then get us to go from local to state to federal. It is a gradual move with the people at the top of the ticket like myself spewing that message, letting people see it across the country. And that's the advantage of this. This campaign, first off, I'm going to win. When I win, if I win in New York, we can turn how many states yellow? South Dakota turns yellow, New Hampshire turns yellow, Maine turns yellow, Washington turns yellow, Arizona turns yellow. All of a sudden these states turn yellow. We can change the country by one win. But let's say I don't win, I come in second. Think about what that will say. That is newsworthy throughout the country. People will know that Libertarians are a real party. There's an option, there's a choice, and that's what I want. So many, particularly with gerrymandering, particularly with this, and this is every state, you have counties that are so red or so blue, there really is no choice. And that's worse because that's why there's no principle. That's why there's no real values. It's not required. I'm just part of the right tribe. I'm blue or I'm red and I'm good enough. But once you add the yellow, now these guys have to actually have those values and do something. Gerrymandering goes away. And that's another advantage of a yellow campaign.